So this is what I'm using today. I've already mixed my Floetrol, which is over here, with my paint, and I'm trying to do more of like a 1-to-3 ratio, 1 paint to 3 parts Floetrol. I kind of just eyeball it, so I'm just looking for a consistency that's kind of in the middle. Not too thick, not too thin. Doing a pretty big canvas, so I'm planning flip cup, 4 different cups. I should probably do, I'm sorry, 5 different cups. I should probably do 6. I think I'm gonna get 1 more cup. That's not enough. So in my cups I have Floetrol, paint, and I'm using silicone for the first time today. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm going to start to fill my cups. I think I'm going to start with 5, leave 1 clean, ready to go, just in case I want to add something later. So we'll start here. I love white as a base. I've tried black as a base too, but in my opinion it comes out too dark. I like the contrast that white gives all the bright paint. Hold on, bye-bye.
What color is that? Is that teal?
Yeah, so this is folk art. It's this guy. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous color. So what I found though is colors like this overpower the painting. So it's just a drizzle and I separate it by more white. Gonna layer in the color. Okay, so through a lot of trial and error, something that I've learned is there's 2 different ways to pour your paint in your cup. I'll do both. Can you see this cup?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so there's the straight pour from a pie, which incorporates this color into what's in there. So I'll do it again over here. So you see it sink down, and then the other option I'll do right here in the middle is to zigzag, so then you end up on top. It doesn't sink in. So it's 2 different techniques. Best part about art is that you can't do it wrong, right?
Yep.
So
well, I can do it wrong.
This color overpowers very easily. It's gorgeous, so it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I use it very sparingly, so I'm not even going to put it in all the cups. I love white. Just have a white painting. You would love that. So I'm doing these cups a little bit different. I don't want the same exact thing going on across the entire canvas. I think that would be really boring for me. So let's do a little of this. Oh, I saw a glob go in there, damn it. I'll have to fish that out later. Okay, so this is a metallic, really pretty, like magenta metallic. This is also a metallic. Let's see, I'm gonna put more paint in these guys. So I have 2 metallics in here. I'm not typically like a shiny, sparkly person, but there's something about this style of painting that speaks so well to like ultra shine. This gold tends to overpower. Okay. So I'm just going to keep layering in my colors.
And you haven't added the silicone yet, right?
I did add
Oh, you
silicone.
did?
Yeah. So before we turned on the camera, I did Floetrol and silicone in all of my colors. Silicone, just a drop. Except in the white. I did a lot in the white because I want the white to come through. So now I'm just trying to finish up. I don't want to flip a cup that's this empty because then it'll mix the colors rather than keep them separate. So that's why I'm trying to put as much paint in the cups before I flip as possible. So I don't want them like blending into, I want them to stay distinct. Where do I have some paint left here? So I just was hesitant to put this in here because I don't want this color close to the gold. I just feel like it would become like a brown that I don't necessarily want. I want the jewel tones. So that's why I changed my mind there. This should be fine because there's a little bit of white. We'll see what happens. Might have to mix more paint. So we're gonna do a flip cup. Don't know if I want to drag, but I'm excited to start. I have to work on not being so impulsive. Where do I want this? That's what I want to see. So
already, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. So then you just leave them for a second so all the paint can drip down. And there's a couple different ways to remove your cup. You could do a drag, so you get these like lines of color, or you can just lift and it opens up.
Cool. I think the silicone's gonna make a big difference.
It makes a big difference. What I've heard is that it also makes it really hard to clean. Like once your painting is dry, if there's silicone, it leaves like a greasiness to the canvas, and then you have to clean that off before you put a varnish. So the oil is really hard to clean. And actually, this is what. So this is the first time we're trying this.
Cool.
What I had been doing is either nothing at all, or we had tried this and it actually worked really well, which was kind of silly.
Stainless steel cleaner.
Yeah. Like an impromptu solution. So, okay, this is the one I did first. So I'll just go ahead and lift. And you can use excess paint. So corners are always a challenge. So it's not a bad idea just to cover your corners with excess. You don't want to waste the paint. Do you want to zoom in on any one of these? Maybe this guy?
Sure.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. And then we'll torch, which will bring out more cells.
So you use a blowtorch on the blobs before you spread them out?
Yep. Yeah, because we want to spread the blobs. So this guy, yeah, I'll just lift.
Cool.
I like these colors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I really want to make sure I have enough paint to cover all these corners. Having excess paint, even though this isn't necessarily like super pretty, having the extra paint helps it glide, which is the whole point. So this isn't stuff we're necessarily going to see. But it'll help us.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of paint, but I guess when you start spreading it around,
You need so much paint. If I've learned one thing, it's to use enough friggin' paint.
well, and the more you move it, the more the cells stretch too, right?
Yeah, and so we don't necessarily want to stretch the crap out of the cells. Sometimes they look really cool and then you lose how cool they look because you've stretched it so far. So now we'll let it just sit again. You can see your weak points, like where, so this is inching towards the edge and I'm not ready for that yet, so I'm gonna bring it back. Just gently for now. Just let things hang for a minute.
And so by torching, that brings out more of the cells,
So we're popping air bubbles right now.
popping air bubbles.
And in popping air bubbles, it creates more cells. And by cells, I mean like these cool like rings. And we'll do this again. This isn't the only time, but it's a good start. So we see like truly what's happening. Okay, so oops. So I already know I'm gonna need more white paint. I'm gonna get that going. And I'll say why in a second. So I do my paint,
And that's your Floetrol.
do my Floetrol, try to eyeball like 1 to 3.
And I think you said it, but the Floetrol makes it more runny, right?
It makes it makes it easier to run, otherwise it's just gonna glop down on your canvas. So I'm just gonna, some people would have a fit watching these. A blue stick and white paint, but whatevs.
Yeah, like me.
You okay? My little assistant? My littlest assistant? Daughter's off camera having snacks, watching videos to give mommy a minute to do this. Okay, so you see we're already oozing off there.
Dripping off the sides, yeah.
Yeah, so I love this, but if I were to, in covering this corner, I would lose that, and I don't want to lose it. So I'm gonna use white paint to protect that,
Like a block.
like a block. So as you can see, I'm using lots of white paint, and I shouldn't hold it over the canvas like I was. It's very risky. The other thing that's really helpful to remember is not to rush yourself, like I'm guilty of doing. It's really easy to feel rushed.
But it takes forever to dry, right? So you have
It takes
plenty of
literally
time.
days to dry, but for whatever reason, in working with something that's so like fluid, I feel pressure. So don't feel that. That looks really cool, how that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna fill in a lot of these, like the negative space. Gonna fill it in with a little paint. That way I don't have to worry about stretching it too much, but I can if I want. And this is all a lot of trial and error, and I'm still learning with every pour. By no means an expert. And self-taught, which says a lot. self-teaching.
Yeah. I feel like every one you do gets better.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Maybe we'll add a picture of my first one that I keep on the shelf, just to remember where I've come from. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish filling in this negative space, and then we'll get to the fun stuff.
Almost kind of looks like a butterfly.
The way it's mapped out, yeah. So all the cool stuff I really want to protect. Look how cool this is up here. I don't want to stretch any of that. That's amazing. There's no way I'll be able to keep it all. Good color combo. And so I'm not using a straight white to fill in this negative space. It's like a really light seafoam. I don't know if your camera is able to pick that up, but it's not straight white, which I think is really
That's nice.
Yeah. That's a little interest. Okay. So we have plenty of paint now on the canvas.
Deep breath.
I know, right? I don't have to rush. This I love. That I love. Unfortunately, the center is the one I'm like least crazy about.
But that could change a little bit, right?
It could totally change.
As it mixes and...
Yeah. So this is a really good lesson in letting go of control, because this style has a life of its own. So what you want to do is really slowly pull towards each corner and or side. So what I'm trying to do is push that out, since it's having trouble.
That little blob?
Yeah, so see how this was scrunching?
Mm-hmm.
I want it to push out from there. So I added paint to help facilitate that along, which works perfectly. So we stretch out. You gotta be okay with making a mess. It's gonna drip over the edge. And then we'll pull back towards the center to bring the weight of the paint back in. Towards the center. So once I'm back in the center, I can feel my weight and watch it drift back to the center. So now we're going to pick our next corner to push out. So I want to make sure I keep this. Do we need to fix it? Hold on. Hold on, lady. Please? Okay. So in order to keep this, or at least try, and all this, I'm going to give myself a little block. This is such a big canvas.
transparency so you can hold the paint on there.
Right, and that way I'm not losing all my paint also. And then, so now I'm going to shift my weight back. And I was able to keep some of that color that I really liked. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we started with in the beginning would not have had been enough. I'm glad I added the white. I'm going to bring my weight over here. This is so beautiful, I don't want to lose that either.
Sometimes you just use your hand to block the paint opposed to a piece of cardboard.
Yes. So for anyone who doesn't know, that's my husband mocking me behind the camera. Who also happens to be a talented videographer and has been commissioned to help me do this. Okay. Super happy with this so far.
Wow, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna clean up a little bit for a sec. Music courtesy of the White Buffalo. Have to tag them in that. My hands are too dirty there. So I'm gonna get rid of any teeny little air bubbles so I can see what I'm working with again. I'm not seeing any of the globs that I saw in the cup, so that's good too. I missed them somehow. So now I just need a little coverage up here, and then I'm fully covered. This looks rad.
Yeah, good color choices.
I'm really, really happy with the colors. So I'm going to push all the way out to that corner. I'm not afraid of losing paint or cells.
Gorgeous. Awesome.
It's really cool.
It looks like you cut into a geode or something.
Yeah. So I love this, and I love this. I actually love this the most. This I don't love because it's so teal heavy and nothing else comes through. See how it like overpowers?
Sure.
You just have to use such a small amount of those dark colors. And then this, I could learn to love. But I'm not there with you yet. I like it.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm pretty happy. So then I'm just going to fill in some of my sides here. And some of the drippings. So one of the hardest things for me was coming to terms with how much paint I lose down here. And that's why I was hesitant to use enough paint with my first few canvases. But you really cannot skip that. You just get over it and use more than you think you need. So I'm going to finish touching up my corners and I think I'm done. I'm slightly concerned at how much paint is on the canvas. I don't want it to crack because that happens if it's too heavy. But I just love it too much. I don't want to mess with it.
Well, hopefully since there's no water in it, it doesn't crack.
That's true. I love it. So maybe we're gonna do a little close-up on a couple of these spots. I like picking my favorite spots. I think this corner is stunning. And over here. I'm gonna stop waving my dirty hands over it. Can we do a close-up?
I am, yeah.
Thank you. You can do a close-up from there?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I'd be really sad if this one cracked. What do you think?
I love it.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
it
gonna have
looks
to
great.
sing that because you're filming?
No, it looks awesome.
Oh, I found a glop.
A what?
A glop. I found a clump.
Oh, a clump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to find those and get them out.
Yeah, totally spotted it. So I'm gonna use my white.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that sucker. Look at that sucker trying to interfere with my painting. Got it. Okay.
Beautiful. And what, it takes like 2 days for it to dry fully?
It takes a long time.
Long time, yeah.
So I'm gonna run the torch over it one more time because I see some air bubbles. And I think I'm done.
Great. Beautiful.
Wow. So cool. I hope that helps. I have a lot of friends and family that want to do it. So now you see how. The Floetrol I get at Home Depot. I tried a medium from Michael's, but I used the entire bottle on a canvas, and I get this for like 13 bucks, and it lasts me a while.
Can you show us the bottle?
Yeah,
It's called Floetrol, right?
Floetrol, and this big jug is like 13 bucks at Home Depot. Cool. I'm happy. I'm sure I'll do another one in the morning.
Cool, I'll move around to the front side and get some close-ups.